Hey you guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be, revitalizing, or whatever is not the right word, saving this Phalaenopsis orchid. I'm sure you've all seen this. Maybe you've already had a Phalaenopsis that has had this problem before. The flowers went all limp, the leaves look like they're dying, but the roots here look like they're okay. What is going on? What is happening here? Usually it's a form of root stress. The crown of the plant here looks like it's in good shape. It's not got any blackening or browning going on, so you know that it's not crown rot. So that is a plus. If you'd had a brown center, I would say don't even bother purchasing it. That is a lost cause. But this one just looks like root stress. Maybe overwatered, maybe underwatered. Usually overwatered. So yeah, let's just go into it, and I'll show you how I'm going to go about resurrecting this plant. It'll take time, don't get me wrong, but first thing we're going to start doing is we are going to get a pair of scissors, and we're going to use some rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to sterilize my my scissors here. I've got a pad here, a face wiping pad. I forget what it's called. I'm just gonna wipe the scissors down, and then we're gonna let them sit for 30 seconds or so, just so that the rubbing alcohol can take its do its thing and sterilize them. You can also do it with a flame if you don't have rubbing alcohol. Get a lighter and just sterilize it with heat. That way you're not transmitting any of the pathogens, bacteria, anything into your orchid that's already under distress. So anyway, I'm going to bring you down a little bit closer. Actually, let's just look and see what we're going to pot it up with. I'm going to pot it up with an orchid bark. This is a pre-made mix. It's got it's a medium mix. And it has fir bark, and it has some perlite in it, and I believe that there's some charcoal. Nothing specific, it's just an orchid bark pre-made mix. That's by Schultz. And I'm also going to use some sphagnum moss, because as you know, sphagnum moss is my friend because I am a lazy waterer, so this will give me an extra couple of days between waterings. If you like to water a lot, then perhaps don't use a sphagnum moss, especially if this is a root stress due to being too wet. You want to let it dry down. I know my situation. Sphagnum moss works best for me to add as a filler. So I kind of did a 50-50 mix of sphagnum moss and bark, and I'm pre-moistening it, as you can see. So it's just sitting here off to the side, moistening away. So anyway, and another thing that we're going to be using is some peroxide. This is 3% peroxide. If we need to spray it on the roots of the plant, if there's blackening or anything like that, it's good to use some peroxide to disinfect the wounds or any fresh cuts. You can also use cinnamon, ground cinnamon. That is also a very, very good thing to use. That will dry up the cut and also act as a fungicide situation. So yeah, you've got options. It's always good to have options. So anyway, I'm going to bring you down a little bit closer and let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, and it's going to hurt the most, is we're going to remove the flower spike. So we've got the sterilized scissors. I'm just going to remove this flower spike. You might say, why are you removing the flower spikes? But the flower spike is taking a lot of energy from the plant, and the flowers aren't going to bounce back. You can put it in some water if you'd like, if there's some good flowers still on it, and they should last a decent amount of time in a vase of water. I'm just going to remove it completely. I'm not even going to worry. Most of these flowers are kind of sad anyway. There are a couple of really nice ones at the end, and that's okay. I'm just gonna toss it. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it in some water. So anyway, let's take out the tag and the pot here. At further inspection of the roots actually look pretty good. This actually could have been due to a dry situation rather than a moist situation. See how the roots are still in good shape? Normally, especially since I saw this, there was a lot of water. It tipped over in the car and it was full of water. I thought for sure that that it was overwatering, but now that I see it, it looks like it's underwatering. So let's remove it from the pot. I've got a compost bucket right here. I'm just going to remove it here. We're going to remove everything from the roots and we'll see what's going on here. The roots actually don't look so bad. When it was grown originally, it was in looks like a coir plug. Interesting. So the soil or the media just fell away from this. As you can see, the root system here is kind of desiccated. It's spongy. It's not doing so good. That, I would say, is probably underwater. It's really hard to tell. These are green roots. They should be fine. If they were brown, disgusting looking roots, I would cut them off. You know what? Let's cut one of these away. See what's inside. They're still green inside. Is it going to pull that in? They're still green inside, so I'm going to keep them. I'm going to actually make sure to give this a little bit more water. I believe that this is actually from being too dry. Usually that's not the case. So anyway, we're going to pot this back up in new soil. I'm actually going to reuse the same pot because it wasn't the situation that I was expecting. Put that away. If these roots were rotten, I would cut them away. Actually, let's cut away a few. These ones that are brown in the center, we could chop those off. I'm chopping off those mostly because they were brown near the top. They probably stopped feeding the plant anyway. There we go. The plant will produce more roots. Not a big deal. You want to save any good roots, but just chop away anything that you think might not be a good thing. There we go. This root here is, oh, it's already been cut. Alright. So we got this. I'm just going to spray with some hydrogen peroxide. I love these sprayers. They connect to any bottle, and they're pump activated. I got these from Lee Valley. LeeValley.com. If you want to buy yourself some, they come in a set of 3. Really handy. So I'm just going to spray this with peroxide because I've got open wounds. Fantastic. We'll let this dry for a second. And then we're going to take our pot here. If there was an issue with rot or anything like that, I would rinse out the pot and get it with some soapy water or bleach and water solution to kill any bacteria that might be in there. And then I'm going to add some soil, or sorry, not soil, some media to the bottom of the pot. We're going to gather up the roots the best we can. Sometimes it gets a little difficult. Make sure to get any of the dead roots out of there. I'm going to put a little bit of media in the center of the plant. The roots tend to want to go towards the outer edge of the pot. Sometimes it's hard to do these repot videos or the saving videos because I'm kind of doing it on the fly, and you have to make these decisions sometimes that you wouldn't normally make, because every plant is specific. So what you think might have needed to be done might not actually be what you need to do, if that makes any sense. So we got all the roots in there, as you can see. Now we're just going to poke more media into all the little holes, all the crevices. Orchids like to feel secure in their pots, so if you don't pack it enough, it won't feel secure, and you'll probably find that it won't grow very well for you. If it's allowed to jiggle around and move really freely, you'll find that it's not a happy plant. It likes to be secure. So just keep that in mind as you're putting the media in. You don't want to crush it down to break all the roots, but you want to be firm enough to make sure that it's secure. Now this is a pre-moistened mix, as I said, so I'm not going to water this until the media is completely dry again, only because we have cut some of the roots. I want to have the roots have time to callus over, so I'm not going to soak this in water at the moment. In about 3-4 days, maybe a week, I'll give it a good soak for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to be doing that on a regular basis. Whenever the media is dry, I will soak it and then let the media become dry again. Phalaenopsis in particular, I find like a little bit of a dry period between waterings. If they're allowed to be kept moist 100% of the time, I find that you get root rot, and that is a huge problem for Phalaenopsis. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We will come back to this one in time to see how it's growing, and hopefully the leaves perk up a little bit, because they're not in bad shape, and hopefully we get new growth and maybe another flower spike, because I really want to see the white bloom again. Anyway, thanks for joining, and follow me on Instagram, also Facebook, the Plants and Things page, or the Plants and Things What's Growing page. Share your images or share your photos to Instagram and tag Plants and Things in it. I'd love to see any orchids that you're rescuing. Maybe you have a success story. Maybe you just have a problem. You can get some advice. Instagram is I find it a little bit easier than Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter too, but I'm not there very often. I don't get it. So anyway, happy growing, everyone. Oh my goodness, it's so lit. I love this tree. Excuse me. And then we've got there is the dragon fruit that's going crazy in the window, and this is my my orchid wall